What is up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Keemstar, and I'm here with...
Only use me, Blade.
This is the BadKidCast, the audio cast that you listen to
While you game.
We are available on iTunes,
Android.
iHeartRadio.
Spreaker.
We're available on Stitcher.
iTunes.
And also on SoundCloud.
Bam.
All those places. This episode of the BadKidCast has been brought to you by...
The
guy that is looking for that guy who camps.
Bam. Exactly.
That guy who camps. We had a little bit of a sighting. Did we talk about this?
I don't think we talked about this.
Oh, this was recent. We were playing some GTA because the brand new update came out.
The DLC came out. A new gun. Several new cars. The ability to purchase multiple apartments. It was insane.
So we start playing it, or Blade was started playing it. And what happens? That guy who camps jumps in to the lobby.
He jumps into the Xbox Live party. And he starts talking to me. And I have to quickly explain. Hold up, Jeff. Calm down. You are in
A live stream.
a live stream.
A live stream. So
And-
what does Jeff do?
And Jeff's like, okay, I'll hit you up later. So, because obviously he wanted to talk to me just to chat it up or whatever, but not in a live forum like that.
That guy who camps is now missing again. Missing still.
I put out the Amber Alert.
So, thank you for sponsoring the episode Substances. So, we're right now at the current process. We are trying to get in contact with Wings of Redemption.
Here's the plan. Okay, listen. We obviously want to bring back...
Wait, hold up. Before you tell the plan, I'm a little worried that if we tell the plan that it's going to force PKA's hand into picking Wings back. Because we have such a bulletproof plan.
I'm not... I know it sounds bad. I'm not really concerned with what PKA is trying to do. I want to make sure our cast is amazing.
All right, well, let's do it then.
So here's the thing. We need a place to upload on YouTube. Wings would be an amazing third guest. He'd be part of the yin and the yang in the wing.
And if you remember the podcast that we would do in video form, we would basically have a TV in the background and whoever the guest was, well, Wings would be the permanent guest on the TV. And we would upload all the BadKidCast in video form onto Wings' channel.
Exactly.
And
so Wings can make a couple bucks from it, and I think it would improve the show completely, and I think that's an amazing idea. And we just need Wings on board. So, Jordy, get on board.
And right now we have like 70,000 people watching each episode when you add up all the platform numbers. Most of you are on iTunes. That's where you guys are always at. In fact, our numbers dropped hella low. Like, we were only getting 10,000 views per episode when we were just on Spreaker. Yeah.
So obviously we have the fan base. You got the channel. You can make a couple bucks, and we can also make amazing podcasts.
Yeah, Wings. We figured it out. Like, this is going to. And here's the thing, Wings. If you're listening to this, we have people that don't like you that are fans of us. And I'm pretty sure that you have fans that don't like us, or at least me. I can guarantee that.
Everyone loves me.
With us working together, that's two different fan bases.
Yeah, it's not going to cut down. It's not going to split everyone apart. It's literally going to double.
Yeah, I think it's a good fit, and I know some people that are fans of us are fans of you and have asked for it, and I just think. Hopefully it works. With this proposal, if you end up doing it, just keep in mind that, PK is probably going to beg for you to come back because
there you go.
I just see that happening in the future. But whatever. Even if it's a short-lived period of time, I think it's still going to be good.
Also, we got some information on the animation. Information.
Yeah, and before we end that, me and Blade would both, like me from Drumler and you from your channel, promote the BadKidCast obviously in video form.
So you're gonna get traffic from my 600K channel and traffic from Keem's booming Drama Alert channel.
That gets like 100K views per video. Yeah. Anyhow, we refunded people for the animation.
So originally, a couple BadKidCast episodes ago, what we had people that would we put it out there. You can donate in order to get the BadKidCast animated series thing, and we were only going to give it to the people that donated. It wasn't a very good turnout, so Keem and I discussed it. We refunded all the money that was donated for the BadKidCast, and you guys, we're still going to get it. We're actually going to put it out to the people. If you guys want to donate, you still can.
For those of you that might be new and don't know what the fuck we're talking about, literally there's a cartoon artist that took bits of the BadKidCast and turned it into a cartoon. We thought it would be awesome to do a whole full hour episode of the BadKidCast in animation form. So he started doing that, and we were charging $10 for that because the guy that animates, he recently lost his job, and we thought this would be a great way to send some income. Instead of thousands of people pre-ordering, only 10 did.
Yeah.
So we refunded those people. We're going to put it out for free. If you still want to donate, go to dramalert.net, and there's a donate button. And just make sure you send a message when you donate saying, like BadKidCast or whatever. And we'll just put that money towards the people that are making it. And also we'll put you in the credits for helping us produce the full-length BadKidCast cartoon. Moving on.
I want to talk about two things.
Go ahead.
First thing, you get to choose. Do you want to talk about hot girls that work in stores, or do you want to talk about the anxiety that people go through when they return something?
Ooh, I think we could talk about both of those, but we can build it up and tell the full story up that leads up to those points.
Okay.
You want to do that?
Let's do it.
Okay, so for those of you that don't know, I've been working out like crazy. This is day 10. I've been walking. I started walking like an hour and a half a day. I got up to walking 4 hours a day. And then after the 4 hours a day thing, I went to Blade and I was like, you know what? Let's play Frisbee golf because that's a ton of walking.
Ton of walking.
You know what I mean?
Walking with motivation.
So I already did like an hour and a half yesterday. And I decided, okay, I need to get like another 2.5 hours in. What can I do? Let's play Frisbee golf. Call it Blade. We're down. We're doing it. So we head over to Target, and they don't have the official discs.
Yep, don't have the official disc, and it
so
sucks.
I went. If you don't know what Frisbee golf is, I'm going to explain it to you real quick. Frisbee golf is technically called disc golf.
Okay.
And the reason why it's called disc golf is because Frisbee is a brand of Frisbee.
Yeah. Okay.
Frisbee's a brand. It's like Kleenex.
Yeah. If I offer you a Kleenex, I'm literally offering you a tissue, but Kleenex is the brand of it.
Right.
So,
Right.
there you
So
go.
Frisbee golf is really called disc golf. Anyhow, I'm at Target, and they don't have the official like discs for Frisbee golf or disc golf.
Mm-hmm.
So real quick to explain what it is, everyone knows the concept of golf, right? You hit the golf ball, you got to get it in the hole, right? It's the same concept, but you're using Frisbees, you're using discs, right? And you're throwing them, and instead of a hole, there's like a basket that's made out of like chains that you got to throw it into. All right.
Besides that difference, it's the exact same thing as golf.
Same thing as golf. So we're going to a place called Chestnut Ridge, and there's actually a YouTube video of people playing disc golf at Chestnut Ridge where we went to go play. But we go to Target. They don't have it. As we're leaving Target, you seen what?
I seen this girl was super fine.
Hot.
Like tall. She's wearing the Target clothes. Like I knew she worked at Target because no girl's going to wear that. But it was like tight, big titties, nice ass, nice everything. Fine woman.
Every once in a while, you see a girl. We're men, right? So a lot of girls look hot, right? A big bulk of girls are like, yeah, definitely would do it. But this girl was stunning.
Yes, stunning.
And she worked at Target.
She worked at Target. And I literally was going through the motions of thinking like, what? Can we go in there now?
Why isn't she dating a billionaire?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, okay, so I actually, I said this, and I want you to know, I want you to answer me. How do I ask this question? I told the girl that she should do porn. This girl had such a retarded.
Now listen, I don't agree with you on this one because this one's weird.
Okay.
It's a little weird.
Why is it weird?
It's because that's kind of rude to tell a girl to do
It
porn.
It is kind of rude, but this was on YouTube. It wasn't in real life.
All right, so you're talking to a girl on YouTube. You leave her a message. You say, you should do porn.
I comment.
And what was the response?
She thought it was rude.
Yeah, it's fucking rude.
Well, I mean, but then when I really broke it down, I thought it was more of a compliment. You can kind of look at it like a compliment.
Okay, I told Sexy Sniper.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know who that is, it's some girl in the community that's like fucking retarded hot. I told her that she should do Playboy. Now, when I said that she should do Playboy, I didn't see that as rude at all because Playboy
it's classy.
Is like the classy, like you're fucking hot, show off your body type of thing, right?
Yeah.
I said that she wants to be in Playboy. She was like, no, I wouldn't do that, right? So she was kind of offended, but she didn't say she was offended, obviously, because it's Playboy, right? If I would have told her, hey, you need to do porn, she'd been like,
fuck you.
You're telling me to get fucked on camera.
Yeah.
Like,
is that so wrong?
Yeah.
Okay, here's the thing. Obviously, it's wrong. Obviously, it's a rude thing, okay? I literally woke up in the morning, I recently subbed to her because a fan told me about this girl. And I looked at her and her body, and I was like, you should really... And in my mind, I'm like, you should do porn. Like, that's career advice. But, like...
That is such bad career advice.
But, like, obviously it's rude and it's fucked up. And
how many women have made it out of the porn industry to do something amazing?
No one. Jenna Jameson, maybe, but everyone still looks at her like porn. You're a porno girl.
Like, she might be worth millions of dollars because she owns some, like, porn industry, like, company or whatever, but... Yeah. You're like, dude, we seen you getting railed, bro. Like, it's a wrap. Their respect is gone.
Yeah.
You got spit on. You know, like, it's a wrap. Like,
all right, so obviously it's rude, but in my mind it'd be really cool.
Well, you gotta take it back. You can't say it's a good career advice. It's not good career advice.
It would be awesome for me. I would watch.
Oh my god.
I don't tell ugly girls they should be in porn.
All right. Do you know how pathetic that it is? Do you know how pathetic that it is that you've already, like, bowed down to, like, I'm never ever gonna hook up with this girl?
Yeah, well, she's in Japan, so.
Yeah, but you've already, like, said that. Like, if you think a girl is hot, tell her that she's hot. Don't tell her to do porn because that's the only way I'm going to see you naked. That's some pathetic shit.
That's not that pathetic.
Yes, it is.
That's actually the opposite of pathetic. That is such a high compliment. Like, listen, I know you never going to happen, but in some fantasy world, I hope you make a bad career choice and do porn for my sake.
Oh my god. All right. So anyhow, that happens. We see the hot girl at Target. They don't have the official disc. Now, this is the part that I didn't explain yet, right? I've played Frisbee golf before. I've played disc golf before, and we just used, like, Frisbees that are, like, $1 at fucking the store or whatever.
Yeah.
If you're going to play this the right way, there's actually, like, 3 different discs. There's one that's called the driver, which is, like, really skinny and really thin, so you can throw it super far. There's another one called the midfielder,
mid-range,
you know, it's exactly what it is. It's like when you're in the middle of the fairway and you're trying to get it closer to the hole. And then there's the putter. The putter is, like, bigger, kind of denser, and it's easier to
more control, but you can't go throw it as far.
Right. So we need to get official fucking gear if we're gonna play this the right way. So me and Blade are like, you know what? We got to go to Dick's Sporting Good. We see the hot bitch. We pass her. There's a moment that passes. Blade's still thinking about her. Anyhow, we go into Dick's Sporting Goods. We get in there, and now it's like, do we buy one really amazing, or do we buy a 3-set? We both decide that we're going to get the 3-set, right? It's like $30 for, it wasn't that expensive, but it's like $30 for 3 discs. We both get our own discs, and we go and we do it. It's hard. It's fucking. It was a challenge.
Yeah, it was a little exhausting. I know you guys are going to make all kinds of fat jokes, but we probably walked a good 4 miles.
Yeah,
doing this. So we would, go along the trails, and this was going through wooded trails and, like, over rivers.
Yeah, here's the thing. This course is the most fucked up course for disc golf or frisbee golf, because a lot of these courses are in the fucking woods. Now think about throwing a frisbee in the field, right?
Wide open
to your buddy. Now think about you and your friends standing in fucking the woods with trees everywhere. Now try to throw it to your buddy. Ain't happening, bro. You're hitting trees everywhere.
Yep.
That's where these courses were.
At one point, there was 2 rivers, and you had to throw over both of them. So you either had to throw to the middle. Creeks. There was 2 creeks and huge, like, I'd say about 10-foot barriers in between. So you either had to throw completely over if you could, or you have to throw to the middle and then climb there and then throw again.
So now let me give you a little bit of the first 3 holes, right? The first hole was you're on top of a goddamn mountain, and you have to throw it down over a fence. Me and Blade throw it, and it was a mess. Anyhow, we got the first one done. Second one, same kind of thing. It's in between a few trees, but not the woods yet. We get that one done. Now the third one, you're throwing through the woods. You're first of all, you're standing out in the field, but then you have to throw it through the start of the woods, and it's going downhill to hit the basket, right? And right behind the basket is a drop off into a fucking creek. So if you overthrow it, your frisbee's gone. It's going in the water.
Now
okay?
let me tell you about hustle. Okay, I threw mine towards the basket. It went past the basket and went straight into the water. I booked it.
He goes up over the road on the other side of the fucking bridge to get his.
I'm talking about hustling. Like if I had a kid, the kid was like drowning. Like that's how fast I was running. Right.
Anyhow, Blade overthrows it. It goes in the creek. He saves his shit. So now the next hole, right? You could go all the way around and walk up on top of the road, or you could just climb up the fucking bank. So, me being the athletic stud that I am, just sprinted up the bank, no problem. I'm waiting on Blade. Now, granted, this is like fucking mud. Like it's a mud bank. Like there's a couple roots of trees sticking out that you can like grab on to climb up this mountain or whatever. But for the most part, it's fucking mud. So when I climbed up it, I'm just moving as fast as I fucking can because the faster you go, the better chance you have of not slipping. When it comes to Blade's turn, Blade's like grabbing onto these like little trees and shit. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Right? He gets up to this one point where he has a tree, and if you take your like your pointer fingers and your thumbs and you make a circle as big as you can, that's about how big the tree was, right? Now, big fucking Blade is on the side of this ravine, and he's holding onto this thing, and he loses his footing, and he just falls flat, and he's just dangling off the ravine holding this little tree.
Muddy as fuck, and it hurt too.
That shit was hilarious.
Like when I hit the ground, like for some reason all the force went to my right shoulder, and I was like, dude, I do not want to have a fucking frisbee golf injury. Like that's the lamest shit in the world. Dude, I don't want to be like nursing my elbow. Like, what'd you do? Thing.
There was two young
frisbee golf injury.
Now you got to remember, we're going up on the other side across the creek up the bank, right? So the hole that we just did that I just told you about where he overthrew it is on the other side of the bank. And, you know, there's people behind us. So these two kids saw Blade fucking fall. And I know you didn't see this, but I saw it. They were rolling. The one kid literally fell on the ground. He was laughing so hard.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I don't have any problem with that because I know if I was witnessing that, if I was in someone else's shoes and watched it, I would have laughed my ass off. I don't have a problem with someone laughing hysterically at me because I know if roles were reversed, I'd be doing the same thing.
So anyhow, Blade fights through it, climbs up to the top of the fucking ravine, right? Little do we know that we are going to end up climbing up a mountain doing this course, you know, through the process of playing and shit. And it was it was intense.
Can I just say that my putt game was on fire?
Yeah, like he already fell down the ravine on the third hole. Like I had this motherfucker beat. I was up 2 strokes. But then this motherfucker came up with the putt game, dude. And now every time I'm driving it, I'm throwing it way past him. My mid game's pretty fucking good. But this dude would putt from like, I don't even know, like
50 feet.
Not 50 feet might be too much. 30 feet?
35-ish.
30. I would say about 30.
We arguing over 15 feet? Come on.
Well,
like a good distance.
A good distance. This dude was putting it in. And I'm like, how?
Like, I was putting it in from places where you wouldn't even attempt to putt. You would just think, I just need to get it close, and then I'll take one more stroke.
Because the hole's not on the ground, guys. Like, when you have to get it in the basket.
It's like chest height.
The basket is chest height, right? You're not throwing it at the ground. You're actually trying to get it. Like, imagine a person. You're trying to hit him in the chest, yeah.
Imagine an upside-down umbrella.
Yeah, that's what it's like. You're trying to throw it into that basket. Anyhow, this motherfucker was good, and you almost won, but then at the very end, when we came to the swamp, I just kicked your ass.
Yeah, I got fucked up.
That one part where you had to throw it over 2 ravines, that was stupid.
Yeah.
Okay, literally there's 2 creeks that are, like, merging into one, right? Right before they merge, there's like these giant ravines on both sides, right? So you have to throw it over 2 creeks, then you have to go down into the first creek, up, then down into the second creek, and up again, and then up on the other fucking high bank. It was insane. You had to walk so far just for one hole. It was retarded.
Yeah.
And then your shit went in the water.
Oh, yeah, it sucked.
He had to throw from the bridge, but you actually had a good throw from there.
So today, Keem hits me up. It's like, let's go frisbee golfing again. I'm sore as fuck. Like, we walked a good 4 or 5 miles, And it wasn't just like on a straightaway. It was like walking up and down ravines and shit. So I'm like sore, but I'm like, let's do it. I know I'm going to feel better afterwards. Let's do it.
And I was the same boat, dude. When I woke up after doing the fucking Frisbee golf shit, I was done.
Yeah.
So I forced myself to go to the beach. And there was a cloud on the ground at the beach.
A cloud on the ground?
It's on my Instagram.
That's fucking awesome.
It's on my Instagram. I'll show it to you real quick.
So while he's pulling that up so I can look at it, and you can't, they hits me up. So we are like, okay, let's find a different Frisbee golf place. We literally found a Frisbee golf app. It sent us to another park, but they didn't have Frisbee golf there. So we have this thing where Keem and I love ladderball.
Yeah.
Ladderball is awesome. Now with ladderball, there's like, you can buy like a cheap set for $20 with like PVC piping or whatever, or you can buy like gangster sets. Now the official one is like $130.
Yeah.
That's just overcast. That's not a cloud.
No, there was a fucking cloud at the beach. See the beaches? See the birds over there? Yeah. That's the beach line, but you can't see it. It looks like water. It's actually a cloud.
Okay.
There was a cloud on the ground. But anyhow, yeah. So I started doing some research on ladderball, and I found the official, like the ones that they use in tournaments, is actually called Ladder Golf. Like that's the name of the company.
Okay.
And it's $130 or $120 for a set, which is retarded because most ladderball sets are $20.
Yep. So we're like, hey, dude, let's get a better ladderball set. Like, let's get a ladderball set.
Yeah.
And the thing is that Keem wants the fucking official one, and I'm like, there's no need for that. Let's just get a nice gangster one, right? So Keem gets this idea. He's like, dude, what if we return the Frisbees? The Frisbees that we just bought from Dick's Sports, what if we return it? And I'm like, they're all muddy. The package is open. There's no way they're going to take the return.
Now, let me explain why I want to return them, right? When I decided to play disc golf, I wanted to do it the right way. I wanted to do it legit. So we're at Dick's Sporting Good, and before we bought those 3 discs, I was looking at these like single discs that were like only $15, half the price, and they were more sturdier. They were more like official. And then when we went to go play, we were the only ones using 3. You'd see people using like maybe 2, but for the most part, people were just using 1.
Yeah.
So it came down to a thing where it's like, I think if you want to play ladder ball casually, or Frisbee golf casually, like we're playing, we should just get 1.
Yeah.
You know, 1 good one. Because the ones we had in the 3 set were kind of shitty.
Exactly.
I'm not going to lie.
So he's like, let's see if we can return them, you know?
So we start like hyperventilating. Not really. I shouldn't say hyperventilating. But think about all the times that you've went to return something from the store. You have that moment where you're like,
they're not going to take it.
I don't want to be in that awkward position.
Like you feel like you have to tell them why you're returning it, and you maybe have to come up with a reason. Then you think, what if they know that I'm lying about this reason? And it's just like it's kind of an anxiety-filled situation.
Because my main thing is like, I want to return these 3 discs that are $30, and I want to get a really good disc.
Yeah.
Somewhere along the line, we decided to do the ladder ball thing, which I'm really happy about. But anyhow, I don't know why people do that. Why do people panic? Like, what is it?
I don't know. And you know, a good thing that you asked, which is so true. He's like, have you ever been turned down for a refund?
Never.
And I'm like, I was trying to think back. I'm like, no.
So why do we panic before we return something?
I don't know. It's very odd.
They're gonna think I'm scamming them or something.
Yeah. But the cool thing though is that when we actually went in there, they're like, we're like, where can we do returns at? They're like, just go to the register. Go to the register, and she starts doing the return without even talking to us. Like, here you go. So we didn't even have to like give a reason. Like,
so here was the beauty of it, right? Instead of getting the new discs that we were going to get, right? We both got our refund for $30. That was like a total of about $60, right?
Yeah.
Why am I explaining math to them? 30 times 2. But anyhow, we had like, $60 in gift cards. So I was like, yo, while we're here, let's get a ladder ball set. I can get one for my house. You can get one for your house because these things are cheap. Well, at the same time, I had this battle going on in my head because I don't want to waste money on another ladder ball set when the gangster official one is out there, and maybe they have it. So they didn't have the gangster official one, but they had something that might even be better.
I think it is better because I think the material is better than the one that the gangster one is.
So for those of you that don't know what ladderball is, real quickly, it's a fucking ladder of 3 runs, and it's golf balls on a string that you throw at it like horseshoe style. Look it up. But anyhow, every time I get a ladderball set, it's the $20 set at Walmart, and it breaks.
Yeah, this ain't breaking. This is not breaking.
The one that we bought today is made out of metal. Like, it's just fucking made out of metal.
Sturdy as fuck.
But
it's not breaking.
There's a problem.
You don't like the balls.
The balls are not made out of golf balls like they should. They're made out of, like, rubber. They're, like, squishy.
Yeah.
It just... It does feel kind of right, but it feels wrong. Like, there should be the clangety clang. Like, there should be more action. Like, you should be able to knock other people off.
Yeah.
That ain't happening with these soft balls.
Yeah. And also, it's a little frustrating when you buy something. I mean, it wasn't super expensive. It was like $70. But, like, when you buy something quality and you open it up, even though the ladder ball frameage is good, to get cheap balls, it's like, I kind of feel shafted here.
Yeah. But here's the thing. We can go to the Ladder Golf website, and we can get the official competitive balls. They're only like $12, and you can get any color you want. So for another $24 invested, we can have
the gangster balls.
The official.
Okay.
So it's not that bad.
Oh, and this, okay. The insane people, you're not going to understand why I find it funny. The same people, you're going to find this hilarious, okay? This is Keemstar at his finest, okay? He's like, dude, let's get kayaks. Let's do this. Let's do all these sporting event stuff. I'm like, okay, yes, no, maybe, whatever.
When I'm running around in Dick's and I see a bunch of activity stuff, for those of you that don't know me,
good store.
I got extreme ADHD, and I always have a ton of energy, and I always want to do stuff all the time. There's not really too many moments where I'm calm and patient.
Yeah, exactly. He's not calm. He's not patient. There's like patience is not there in the Keem, right? And he goes, dude, I want to go fishing. And I'm like, no, you don't. You don't want to go fucking fishing. You're not patient enough to fish. I don't see it. And tell me what you told me.
I love fishing, and when I go fishing, I don't fucking sit around and wait for the fish to bite. I fucking go get them. I love fishing to death, right? And I understand that there's people out there that, bring a book with them, and they set their pole up, and they put it on a little stick, and they just wait for a bite with a worm on there. That's not how I fish. I fucking go around the pond or go around the stream, and I fucking look to see where the fish are fucking spawning, right? Because they sit in their little spawns and their little nests, and they have, like, fish have territories, right? They mark off their territory. So I'm looking at this motherfucker's house. I'm not going to throw it in the middle of the street, right, in Fishville. I'm going to literally be like fucking Santa Claus and put worms down the chimney, so when they fucking see it in their living room, they feel everything's safe, and they bite on the shit, and I get the fish. I'm not waiting around for these motherfuckers to step outside. I'm going in their house, and I'm getting them.
But you can see how that's mind-blowing, how we take what fishing normally is, the stereotypical fishing, right? And we're thinking that it's a slow, patient process, and you literally change it up. You're like, fuck that. I'm going where the fish are at, and I'm getting that shit. So it's just like, it's a funny way of taking a sport that it requires patience. You're like, fuck patience. I'm just getting the fish.
Yeah. Why? They're just wasting their time.
I don't know. Maybe, do fishermen do that? Do like good fishermen do that, or?
I would say that the really good fishermen don't fuck around just putting the pole in and waiting around. They don't. They look at the river and they say, okay, look, there's some branches hanging up there. Obviously, a lot of food and stuff is coming down the riverbank, and it's more of a scientific thing where they're figuring out, okay, there's obviously a largemouth, or not a largemouth trout, but a brook trout or a rainbow trout or whatever, brownie, sitting in that area due to the way, it is. So they're casting where they think the fish are.
I want to know, why is lobster and crab and all that stuff so fucking expensive when they're literally just pulling pounds of the shit out of the ocean? I don't get that.
I think they're all dying. Like, it's hard.
Like, there's less of them out there?
Oysters?
Yeah, oysters are bomb.
Okay, well, the best oysters in the world are, like, at the bottom of the Mississippi River somewhere.
Really?
Okay, yeah. Best oysters in the world. And see, for really good oysters, they need a mixture of salt water and freshwater.
Okay.
I think it's oyster. If it's not oysters, it's clams. It's one of the two.
Okay.
One of the two. So don't quote me on this.
Yeah.
But anyhow, this is what's going on, right? Best fucking oysters or clams, I don't know which one, in the world at the bottom of the Mississippi down in Louisiana, right, are all in this one lake because there's a mixture, right? The ocean is there and the river hits at the same time. It's not really a lake. I don't know what you would call it, a bay.
It's a hot spot of fresh water and salt water.
River and ocean are right there in this spot, right? So everyone in the world that gets these fucking oysters or whatever are right there. They're fishing it, right? There's only one guy left fishing that bay. You want to know why?
Why?
They've all disappeared.
That sucks.
You want to know why they disappeared?
Because we overdid it.
Global warming. Global warming. There is less fresh water running downstream because we're using up all the water. Seriously. Like, there's less water in fresh water in these rivers because we're fucking bottling it all up and eating it and fucking shipping it out to fucking... We're literally stealing fresh water from or we're using it up, right? It's disappearing, right? So that's one part of it. There's less water coming down the river. Here's the other part of it. The ocean has rised so much that in that little bay, there's too much salt from the fucking ocean. Like, we're fucked. I hope people know this.
Yeah, we are fucked.
Like, these are the end days. I know, listen. I know you might think I'm talking on my ass, but please, for the love of God,
do some research.
Go on the internet. Look this shit up. My kid is not going to be a grandparent. I'm almost certain of it. That's scary.
That's scary as fuck.
We're fucked. It is going to be like, I said this before. I said this before on this cast. I said that is going to be like Arizona weather in 2050 up in Nebraska. And somebody sent me some shit from like NASA, right? That said that that's not going to happen until 2020 or 2100, right? They're wrong. They're wrong. The fucking, first of all, that NASA quote was fucking like 10 years old. All right? Like, I think you really, really need to look this shit up. You really, really need to see the fact that during Hurricane Sandy, there was an extra foot of floodage. Now, that seems like nothing. Oh, we're already flooded. Who cares if it's an extra foot? Because of an extra foot, it went inland X amount more and, like, fucked up 20,000 more houses because of that extra foot.
Yeah.
If there was no global warming. There has not been this much CO2 in the atmosphere in the last million years. We are fucked beyond belief. Dude, and it's just growing and growing. There's nothing we can do to stop it, too. That's the other thing. Like, you know, we can go plant some trees. We can fucking stop driving fossil fuels. Dude, we fucked up so much that the only thing we can do now is slow it down.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all we can do. We're fucked. We're going to die soon. All of us. It's going to be scary. I wish that I could live to be 232 years old.
Okay.
If I had another 200 years left on this planet, I could see everybody die. And I want to be there at the end.
You want to be that last man standing?
I want to be one of the last man standing.
That'd
like
be
if
sick.
I was like the last 50,000 motherfuckers on Earth, I'm good with that. That's
yeah,
cool.
yeah. You're good.
That's cool.
Point.
I just want to make it towards the end. So I hate that I have this like happy feeling about being at the end of the world, because that's not the kind of message or signals that I want to send out there. I want to send out like, we should be scared. We should be doing something.
Yeah, we should.
But we're not. I'm still driving around an H3. You're driving on a fucking Cadillac.
Yeah.
We're not out there fucking planting trees.
Not at all. You know Justin Timberlake, that when he goes and does a concert, that before he actually goes and does a concert wherever, he finds out what his footprint is, like as far as like what damage he's doing to the earth. And he actually pays to have like trees planted and stuff like that to offset it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So literally before he gets there, he either matches or does better whatever damage he does by having this huge concert.
So now, if everybody was a multimillionaire, famous person, we could fix the world, but we can't because not everyone is.
Yeah, but I think, have you noticed that though? Like a lot of people, a lot of actors that become very, very rich, they become very social as far as like their works on the world. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I followed, I was like, okay, Leonardo DiCaprio has a Twitter. It sounds awesome. I followed him for a day. The entire day, it was him talking about saving the sharks and shit. And I was like, I'm good, bro. But literally, he's in a position where he's like, okay, I'm doing fine. Let's see if we can do something to like help the world.
Why can't we do something to help the world? You know who? Okay, listen. You know me. I don't like charities. You want to know why I don't like charities? It's because they're fucking scams. Like all of them. And I know there's that one situation where the little baby had cancer or whatever the case may be. This is a hypothetical situation. I'm not an actual thing that I'm pointing to, where it really did help the individual or it really did help the family. I get that there are rare incidents, but big like charities, for the most part, they got like CEOs and they got like people on staff that like it's like a real job. They say non-for-profit, but the CEO makes like
they still get a salary. Yeah,
they still get paid to do that. That's like their job, that they work for a charity. So you send $100 to Red Cross. What, $20 goes to the actual cause?
I think less than that. I think I remember watching something on the news and they were saying like only like 7% of the money that you donate to like Red Cross actually goes towards.
So that's my problem with charities. I don't like fucking with charities at all. But if there was a charity that I wanted to raise money for, it would be something to do with saving the earth and helping the earth. And if there was one of those that I could pick out, it would probably be Greenpeace, because Greenpeaces are fucking pieces. They're actually called Greenpeace, but they're fucking gangsters. You know what these motherfuckers do?
What?
When they're out there like killing endangered whales and shit, the Chinese down in the like South Antarctic or wherever the fuck it is, they just go up and like ram their boats.
Really?
Yeah. They like fucking go up and like throw paint on their ship and shit. They do gangster shit. Like there's some videos where Greenpeace like went over in England. They like went into this like football field where it's actually soccer for Americans, but they go into a football field, they climb up the fucking rafters, right, and they put this giant fucking banner that says like you're killing the fish or whatever. They like do acts of like terrorism in the hopes of saving the earth.
Right.
They do some gangster ass shit. Like they'll go up and like I don't know. I wish I knew more of the stuff that they've done, but they do like some pretty drastic shit to get their point across. They're like, we're not playing anymore. You're fucking killing the earth.
Yeah.
I'll kill you. That'll help us. Like
that's kind of dangerous when you come right down to it, where people say, I'm gonna kill you for the greater cause of human life. It's like you're taking lives to make a point. What? Like,
well, we're all gonna die if they don't stop climate change.
Yeah,
we're all gonna fucking die. I mean, I guess there's a lot of people that do nothing because they think, well, isn't NASA just going to, like, I don't know, like, build a giant vacuum and suck the CO2 out of the atmosphere or something? Like, like, people think that there's going to be some type of technological solution.
Is that the way that they're doing it, though, I don't think they're making a solution to save the Earth. They're literally, NASA's not making a solution to save the Earth. NASA's about going somewhere else.
Yeah.
We're not trying to clean our apartment. We're getting evicted, and we're going somewhere else. That's what's pretty much kind of going on.
Yeah.
And I've talked about this before, but I honestly think that it's not going to be a human race mulligan, but there's going to be a human race reset of some sort. Yeah. To the point where we're like, okay, things are fucked up. Let's start fresh. The cool people can come, and then that's it. I know it's fucking on some next level shit, but I honestly think that's where it's going towards. They're already taking people to fucking the moon, dude. They found, what did they say? They found oxygen on Mars. Like there's like 9 other planets that we're not in. We gotta fuck this one up.
I don't know what they're gonna do. There's no way to stop China right now. There's this big debate on should we export coal to China, because like they want to keep it here for some reason. They want to keep it here to burn it here. Like let America have the coal energy, but the people that are like fighting this, they're like the environmentalists. They're like, dude, it doesn't matter where you burn it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if we make, laws in America saying, hey, look, you can't burn coal here because it's too pollutive, but then we ship it off to China where they burn it, it's still the same effect.
You know what? I think
it's still getting burned.
But also, think about that. To ship it from one side of the earth to the other, that's got to fucking be a strain on resources anyway, just to ship it. Like, have you ever seen two of those huge trucks that have like wood and logs on it, like huge trees,
insane.
And they're driving past each other on the freeway? I'm like, we could have made a phone call and you guys would have just stayed there. Like, this is like, okay, so what are you talking about? You're talking about shipping coal from America over to Japan or some shit like that.
Okay, no, China. China is the industrial center of the world right now. Like, they do and make everything.
I think that
and they run all their factories for the most part on coal.
But my thing is though is that the process of shipping that you're killing the whole point of shipping it, because like you're using up so many resources.
You know what the fucking problem is though?
What?
Like, coal is condensed like CO2.
Right.
Like, that's what it is, or carbon dioxide. So when they burn it, it's like a ton of carbon dioxide gets up in the atmosphere. So that's the main thing. That's why they're trying to stop coal. But everything's run by coal. These lights that I have on my house is generated from coal.
Dude, we got to get into the whole solar power game, bro. Like, let's get in on it now.
It's so inexpensive now. When we went on that fishing derby, Kenny had a fucking solar power on his fucking RV.
No shit. No shit.
It's inexpensive as hell to do that. I mean, something has to be done, dude. People need to wake the fuck up.
Because we're using certain resources that are harming the earth, but solar power and like wind power, like from like
are free
and just out there.
I don't get it. The same thing with wind or water turbines.
Yeah,
you put that shit in a river. It's the water's going down, bro. It's gonna fucking spin that thing and create energy. But on that note, we're gonna take a break and we'll be right back after piss. And we are back.
Dude, are you playing anything right now or no?
Games?
Yeah.
I wish.
Dude, I feel like there's like this stale point right now with games. There's just not anything I'm like excited to play. Like, I got kind of excited for GTA. Oh, you want to hear something fucked up about
what?
Multi-Kills?
Yeah.
All right, so Multi-Kills was streaming the night before the DLC dropped for Grand Theft Auto High Life, right?
Okay.
And so I'm playing with them, and the idea is we're going to play until the DLC hits, and then we're going to, because sometimes it hits at like 3 in the morning on the East Coast, right?
Okay.
And I just got to a point where I was like, dude, I'm fucking tired. This is pointless. I'm going to bed. So I go to bed, like 20, 30 minutes later, right? He's playing. Apparently people start getting the DLC.
Okay.
So he's like, this is awesome. I don't want to reset my stream or reset my game.
Now, this is the new DLC for Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, for GTA 5. It's called the High Life DLC. It's actually pretty cool. Part of the DLC is there's new apartments, and you can own multiple apartments. So instead of 10 cars, you can have 20 cars now.
Okay.
And so he's all excited because apparently someone in his lobby got it. They invited him to the apartment. He went in, and there was some kind of glitch, and Rockstar's like, you haven't downloaded the new content, but you're in the apartment. Cheater. So he got put in the cheaters pool basically the day of the DLC coming out.
Oh my god, that sucks.
So the whole point of him doing this is so that he can get like footage and do all that kind of stuff. But now he's in the cheaters pool. Is just like, he's screwed.
Like they were treating him as a modder.
Yeah, like he modded, but basically it's just like, no, you guys messed up, and what the fuck? I don't know.
There's a lot of that going on. Like Zup, like he still has his shit like all fucked up.
So our buddy Osup, right? He somehow someone gave him like $1 bajillion, like some insane amount of money, right? And Rockstar looked at him like, oh, you're a modder, you're a hacker. So made it so he's like forever ranked level 1. He can't even he can't go to his apartment.
Okay, so the best way to explain this is like in order to go up through the ranks, you need like XP or RP or whatever they call it in GTA, right?
All right.
What Rockstar did to him is they let him keep his money, right?
Yeah, he has his money.
He got to keep his money, but what they did is they made his rank like -1 billion, right? So there's no way that he can ever rank up. So everything like you got to think about it. In Grand Theft Auto, when you buy like a new car, you can't upgrade it with anything unless you have a higher rank.
Yep. And he doesn't even have a high enough rank to like do really much anything. Like he can roll with us when we go on Merc missions, but like we found a process where he can actually buy ammunition now.
How?
I have to start a mission. I invite him to the mission. At the mission screen, he can reload all his current stuff.
But doesn't he have the guns unlocked? Why can't he just go in and buy it?
Because you have to be a certain level if you go into the store in order to buy a gun.
Oh.
So the guns that he did have, he can resupply them through the mission screen, but that's it.
So it's to the point where Ozup can't enjoy GTA. He literally cannot enjoy it, right? So here's my problem with it, right? If I was in the same situation, I'd make a new Xbox Live gamer tag and start over.
Yep.
Why won't he do that? Can you please explain this to me?
I don't know. I don't know why he doesn't do that. But think about that, dude. To make a new gamer tag for one game is a little silly.
Did we ever talk about the ladderball set that we bought?
Yeah, we spent like 20 minutes talking
I forgot about it. I'm like looking at a picture on my Instagram. All right, so guys, I hope you enjoyed the Bad Kid Cast. If you made it to the end, make sure you send me and Blade a message. What should the code word be?
No, we're not doing this. Fuck that. I'm still getting like my app mentions is just like the last
Bumblebee
was Bumblebee. They're like, hey, what's up, Blade? By the way, Bumblebee. And I'm like, what? Stop it. Like, okay, I get it. We love you guys. We love. I don't want another. Please send it to Keem. Go ahead. Pick a word. Send it to Keem.
Okay, so if you've made it to the end of the Bad Kid Cast, because we want to know that you're there. We want to know, because what happens is we put these casts out, people, and then there's no response, there's no comments, there's nothing, right? So hit us up on Twitter, all right, with disc golf.
Hit up
respond
Keem.
to only use
no,
Blade
don't respond to me.
and Killer Keemstar of disc golf, and then we know that you are a
Respond
Bad
to Keem.
Kid Cast fan.
Go ahead and send that over
Love
to
you
Keem.
guys. Peace.
Buck Grease.